you know he's on top. Million subs, he never gonna flop. Out of Chicago, where the streets don't sleep. Betting on games, making cash real deep. Crystal ball for sports, he knows the lines. He's a sports aficionado, the money he finds. From football to basketball, he's always on point. Predicting winners never disappoints. He's got that hustle, that Chicago vibe. Making moves on the streets, cash on the side. With E, you know it's always a bet. He's the king of the game, never forget.
Hello and welcome to the Etoft21sports Show for October 8th. How is everyone doing? My name is Eric. I'm the man behind Etoft21sports. Absolutely loaded episode for you today. My boy Wade from Top Flight Picks is coming on. Him and I are going to look back at week 5 plus share our week 6 bets. Before I get into all that, Gino's got a bet for us over at Keeneland. Let's see what Gino has a cooking for us.
On Wednesday at Keeneland, there's a big pick 5 carryover, $265,000 carried over into the early pick 5 sequence. So that's races 1 through 5 on Wednesday, October the 9th. Let's give you a horse in that sequence that could help you out a little bit. Race number 3, I like the 5 in here, Normandy Hero. He had a little bit of a break from July to September, but if you look at his most recent races, he's just coming out of way tougher races than this. Last time out, he was facing a really tough group at Churchill. 2 starts back, it was on the sloppy track at Ellis Park. I think you could probably put a line right through that. Then he's running into horses like Otto the Conqueror, Henro, who came back out of that to win a couple stakes races. You see Valentine Candy, who's a multiple stakes winner. And I think Normandy Hero on the drop-in class, second start off the bench. He can sit close, but he doesn't need the lead. He can have a little bit of finish, and he has a couple good races here at Keeneland. He's 9-2 on the morning line. If we can get anything like 3-1 or above, I think that's fine. Maybe a horse that we single on one pick 5 ticket, or we just use a couple in here, because I think Normandy Hero has a big shot on Wednesday, race number 3 at Keeneland. Good luck to everyone this week playing the races, playing the football games. Make sure to tune in each and every Tuesday night for the best information in sports from Eric.
Make sure to give my boy Gino a follow at It's Me, Gino B. I'm on his podcast every single week talking NBA, college football, college hoops, NBA basketball. I am there pretty much all the time. Now, let's bring the special guest this week, all the way from the hotbed of Carmel, Indiana, my boy, Wade. Wade, how you doing today, my man?
What's going on, man? How you doing? Glad to be back.
Dude, all I know is I'm sitting on an FIU season win total ticket over, and they lost to Monmouth, which was a big blow to it, but they just tied it up with Liberty. And if they beat Liberty, Liberty's playoff hopes are gone, and Liberty is terrible. Terrible.
Did they just tie it up?
They just tied it up. Got some comments. Bobby, thank you, my friend. No, sports facts, I'm not quite 89 yet. Nice call. I had FIU first half. Nice
Man,
call.
I had Florida International on my college model. I had them +8, and they had the what was that line? It was way higher than that on the sports.
17.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy. That's a crazy line. I don't know why I didn't take that and give that out, but that was a pure miss by me. That was I flagged that earlier in the week.
We got a question right here from I Hate the Lakers, who obviously the big news today is Robert Saleh is out as the Jets head coach. Who's going to be the next head coach of the New York Jets?
Rex Ryan, baby. Why not?
You think Rex Ryan?
No, I have no idea. I really have no idea. I haven't even thought about that yet. That news was shocking to me. I just recently saw that about 2 hours ago too. So,
I mean, I think they kind of had to do it. I mean, there's definitely some dissension. That was just an awful look. Their offense is just completely brutal. It's all Aaron Rodgers. So basically what happens is Nate Hackett calls the play. Aaron Rodgers decides if he likes it or not. And then he just usually just calls his own play. And their whole offense is just read and react. So if where the DB's lined up, the wide receiver is supposed to break one way, and we have a quarterback that misses camp to do whatever, and it's a timing-based, trust-based offense, there's going to be some issues. Hence why he targets Lazard so goddamn much. Ben Johnson maybe as a new head coach. I mean, that's the only name that kind of pops up off the top of my head.
They want to go with somebody new though.
I mean, I doubt Belichick goes. Flores would. I think Flores deserves a new gig after what he's done. Slowick in Texas. Vrabel. I mean, just throwing some stuff out there, man.
Yeah, I don't hate any of this.
Maybe Vrabes. All right, let's do it to it. Let's get to our takeaways for week number 5. What is your big takeaway, my friend?
Well, don't take big favorites like the 49ers -7, and I know you'd give me a good lesson on that. I know it's not a favorable play. It's not something I normally do. I thought it was a good spot for the 49ers, and they were up 13 in the second half. They just they completely laid an egg. But other than that, man, I'm still surprised by the Vikings and the Chiefs, and I actually think what they've got going on is pretty sustainable. Both defenses are really good right now. The Vikings are allowing 15.2 points, and the Chiefs are 17 points per game. The Chiefs defense has been keeping them in games with Mahomes. He still continues to find ways to keep the offense moving the ball, no matter who's really on offense. I do see some regression coming with Darnold at some point, but if they can rein him in, utilize the running game, I think they should be fine too. Aaron Jones is a big hit to them, so I think they need him back. He's been a pretty key piece to their offense. But honestly, I can see both those teams winning at least 13 games. I counted 8 more games at least winnable on both their schedules. So really my takeaway is the 2 leading teams I think are going to continue to roll through their games, even their division games.
I got my grit. You can't really get it up here. I got my grit on, dude. Dude, there it is, the homer. My big takeaway is this. We need to stop with this whole Mike McDaniels is an offensive genius narrative now. Since Tua has gotten hurt, this team has scored 28 points in 3 games. What does that mean? They are literally averaging 9 points a game. And to say the offense looks lost could be the understatement of the year. Huntley, people forget that year where Lamar was missed 8 games. Huntley was actually an all-pro. So he's a capable quarterback. And he looks completely lost. Tyreek Hill is the fastest player in the league. He is your most dynamic playmaker. You want to get him the ball. 6 touches on Sunday. 6. Why aren't you throwing him screen passes? Why aren't you lining him up in the backfield? Why aren't you doing screen passes? Like running back screen, wide receiver screen, anything. I just don't understand what he's doing. Look at what Matt LaFleur did. Matt LaFleur won a game and made Malik Willis, after having him for 20 days, that's less than 3 weeks, look like a comparable quarterback who is able to win games. Look, I know everyone appointed McDaniels the next big thing because of the way he dressed and they liked him, but in reality, he's not as good as people think. And I'm going to say it. I think the Finns need to make a coaching change going into next year.
Wild. That's wild. That's wild. I don't hate it, but it's wild for sure. They need a quarterback. I mean, they don't have a quarterback. What do you expect them to do, man? They have to have a quarterback.
Saying, here's the thing.
His offense is so intricate. I hear that you can't just pluck somebody in. You have to have somebody that's been in that system. Skylar Thompson is not a quarterback. I'm sorry. Lee is not a quarterback either. I'm sorry. These are not quarterbacks.
LaFleur completely changed what he did to fit Malik Willis. If your offense is sophisticated, which I'll be honest, I don't think Tua is that good.
Why does that have anything to do with Mike McDaniels? If he had Willis, you don't think he would have been able to do something with Willis down there in Miami either?
Huntley's just as good. Huntley's better than Willis.
No, he's not. I don't believe. Yes, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
You remember 2 years ago, he got into the playoffs.
He's not that good of a quarterback. I don't think they need something better. They need somebody better. The Packers are a good team in general, so that also helps Willis, I believe. They're just all around.
Be a playoff team. Dolphins are supposed to be a playoff team, and
yeah, their defense is pretty
you
suspect
need to
this year,
remember,
don't you think?
Huntley took that team into Cincinnati, the Cincinnati team that went on to the Super Bowl and lost to the Rams. He took them all the way down to the 1 yard line, and then there was that fumble where he's a capable player.
I'm not saying he's not good. I just think the Ravens then had a more
he's way more
well-oiled machine. I think the Dolphins have more than just one issue right now.
He's
way just the quarterback. I don't know, man.
Way.
I don't know, but I think they need a better quarterback. They need to find somebody, and then they have other issues. They have offensive line issues.
Oh yeah, I mean, when whatchamacallit doesn't play, Armstead, their offense.
Yeah, Armstead. Yeah, they just have more than one issue. I don't know. It's tough.
Completely lost.
It's hard for me to judge the Dolphins.
My whole thing is this: if you're that good of a coach, show it to me. Put your team in a position to win, and he's not.
I agree. No, they
and also I don't like it because every time they get punched in the face, they quiver up. Name one. They don't have one comeback win since he's been the coach. I'm just saying, man. I think it's time to make a switch. I mean, look at dude. I know he looks like Joey Montana or the dude from Scarface, whatever the guy's name is. But I think they need to make a switch from old Mikey Mike down there, dude.
Maybe.
That's all I'm saying, man. That's all I'm saying, bro. That's all I'm saying. All right, so let's go ahead. We have reached the part of the show when we're going to be looking back at the bets. Rough week for me last week. I went 0-3. I lost the Jets, mine +2.5. The Panthers +4.5. The Browns +3.5. Dave from FanDuel, he hit the Jags -2.5. He had a same game parlay of Huntley and the Huntley over 160.5 and the Finns money line. He lost the Rams +3.5 because the Rams kicker missed a field goal. That was a brutal beat. I was on that one as well. Now, dude, Liberty 4th and 1 from their own 49 with 29 seconds left.
I don't know why I don't have this game up. I have the Padres game on right now on the TV.
You've been killing baseball, man. Before we get into the bets, why don't you tell everyone what you and Mike are doing for the baseball stuff?
I haven't really done. We actually haven't really done anything with Mike for the baseball stuff. I'm just giving out plays to my premium members in Discord. We stopped doing baseball videos once football started. We're doing football videos now.
So those turning in for the first time, this is what we do. We each have 3 bets. We're gonna say what bets we are making and why we like him and why we're doing it. Your first bet, and I kind of like this one.
Really? Yeah, I'm going the 49ers -3. They burned me last week, but I just think this is the right side. The 49ers own this matchup. The Seahawks injuries, I believe, have caught up to them. Like I said, they were up 13 in the second half against the Cardinals, and they just blew that game. I think the 49ers bounce back. I don't think they lose to all 3 divisional teams to start the year off. They've already lost to the other 2, the Rams and the Cardinals. Purdy moved the ball versus the Cardinals, and I think his completion percentage improves versus Seahawks defense. And he limits the turnovers. In 3 games versus Seattle, he is actually 3-0 with an average passer rating of 109, 69% completion percentage. A 264 average passing yards with 5 total touchdowns and 2 interceptions, and 2 of those games were actually at Seattle. And you like you're a trend guy. I'm really not, but I did find this trend interesting. Thursday night division home dogs of 3 to 9.5 points with a 400 percentage win percentage or better. They are 0-10-2 against the spread since 2012. And then Thursday on Thursday nights also away favorites with a losing record versus home dogs with a winning record. They are 12-3-1 since 2011. So a couple Thursday night trends that back this pick.
I like that pick a lot. When does your football show come out? Let's Make Some Money is asking.
Usually Tuesdays, Wednesdays, or Fridays. We
Okay.
do usually 2 days a week, but sometimes we only do 1 day a week. We both write a lot of articles and do. He's very busy as an editor, so just depends what we can get fit in the schedule.
My first bet, I say it every week. NFL is a week to week league. It's all about buying low and selling high. Teams that lost by 24 points or more that are home dogs are 56% ATS last 20 years with an 8% ROI. When the line is 6 or higher, it's up to 59% ATS with an ROI of 15%. Dalton, for his career, is a 55% ATS as a dog. Cousins, laying 6 or more as a favorite, is 39% ATS. And I've said this one before. Kirk Cousins, non 1 p.m., it's a thing. He's only 42% ATS when games that don't start at 1 o'clock. Another trend I look at is home underdogs to start the season. We all see at the end of the season, guys are hurt and sitting out. But at the beginning part of the season, the last 10 years, home underdogs are 59% against the spread in October and September. Ever since the Panthers made the switch to Dalton, the person that has benefited the most is Chuba Hubbard. He is now averaging 17 attempts, 105 yards per game, 6.1 yards per attempt. One of the things that the Panthers did this offseason is they greatly improved their offensive line, and they're finally starting to be able to use it now since they don't have a preschooler in Bryce Young back there at quarterback. Falcons are 20th DVOA against the run, allowing 148 yards per game on the ground. I really think Hubbard's going to be able to get it going, especially with how last week broke. He had 6 rushes at halftime, and he was averaging over 10 yards a rush. They did a great job their first drive, establishing the run, taking advantage of the Bears' weakness. Then they just kind of abandoned it. I think there's going to be a concentrated effort to get Chuba going. I'm going to actually look for him to get more carries going in this, really establish it on the run. As much as everyone wants to say this Falcons defense is something, it's kind of been bad to start the year. 3rd worst pass rush per PFF. PFF has them graded as the 8th worst tackling team in the league. The Panthers are going to be able to move the ball on them. I don't like this offense from the Falcons at all. 8th worst pass blocking per PFF, and you have a quarterback in Cousins. Limited mobility as is, coming off that Achilles injury, which has hurt his mobility more. The Panthers are going to be able to get to him, make him look uncomfortable. Will the Falcons use Robinson? He's had 18 carries. He had 18 carries the very first game, but has not gone over that total since there, dealing with an injury, coming off a game where he only had 7 carries. He's had 19 carries the last 2. I don't know if they're going to use him. Plus, he's a little banged up with this hip thing he has going on. There's a site I use. It kind of ranks luck teams, how lucky they are. It has the Falcons as one of the luckiest teams in the league. They beat the Saints. They scored 14 non-offensive points, hitting a 58-yard field goal to win it against the Bucks. The Bucks outgained them in yards per play. Bucks had more explosive plays. They're due for some regression. Last 4 years, home teams getting 6 or more are 55% ATS. Trends, the matchups are telling me to take the Panthers here. I hate to do it, but I'm taking the freaking Carolina Panthers here, plus 6.5.
I think it's a great look, man. I like all those trends. Everything you said spoke to me, man.
I just had a 4-minute talk about the Carolina betting the Carolina Panthers. I thought I'd never have that again.
No, I mean if they cannot get pressure on Andy Dalton, I think he'll be able to pick them apart. And Chuba Hubbard has been very good this year, so I think the Falcons defense is in trouble here.
I hate the Falcons. I just hate the Falcons, dude. I hate them. Next bet, my friend. You know what, dude? I love this one too.
I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I keep going back and forth on this, though. I know you're not a proponent of buying points. I don't like to do it a lot, but I keep debating taking the Jags +3 instead I can get it around -120. I'm just going to take the money line +120. I think they can get it done. They usually play pretty good. I kind of called this is kind of their second home. They've played here enough. I just think that I like their rhythm when they come here. Plus, coming off a win last week, I think they can build off of that. Obviously the Bears won too, but I think it can be a nice little letdown for them, especially to travel over there. The Jaguars defense obviously needs some issues, but I think they can get some sacks on Williams. I think they can get some pressure on him. And if they can reproduce the run game from last week, I think they can keep the ball away from Williams and not allow him to throw for 300 some yards and 3 or 4 touchdowns in this game. I believe the Jags run defense can make Bears one-dimensional on offense. I know the Jags pass defense absolutely stinks, but I actually trust Williams to make some mistakes here. The Jags can keep him in the pocket and force him to make the right reads. I think over the game he'll make a few mistakes here. The Bears defense has been pretty good, but I think Bigsby and Etienne can move the ball versus Bears defense, who's allowed basically every opponent to run against them. And they've all scored touchdowns as well. So I expect one of these guys to find the end zone. And Lawrence has actually looked pretty good throwing the ball, especially to Thomas Jr. and Kirk. He's got a nice connection there, and I think they can build on the passing attack, especially if they can attack this game with a more balanced approach with running and passing. I think they can keep the game close enough to give them a chance to maybe find a field goal at the end of the game to win this or something.
I think that I agree with everything you said. And also, I think they're going to be able to run the ball because the Bears' rush defense sucks.
Yeah.
And also, like, you know, the comment you made about being a young team, going overseas. Everyone's high on the Bears right now. You know, you got to win. Now you're going to London. Young team has never done this before. And like you said, the Jaguars, this is like their second home. It's probably only a matter of time before they actually start playing games in Jacksonville. So not in Jacksonville, in London, excuse me. So
I think they've won 3 of their last 4 games there as well.
They've been insane there against the number. So I really think I think it's only a matter of time before they make the move there. But I like that one a lot. My next bet, and God damn it, I hate myself. Patriots +7. I hate myself.
You like that money line play on them +200?
No, this is a bet you need to take. Backup quarterbacks. Drake May getting the start.
Yeah.
First start, 55% ATS. Stroud as a favorite, 31% ATS. Road favorite dips all the way down to 25% ATS. In general, on the road, he's 44% ATS. Home underdogs the last 10 years, as I mentioned, October and September, 59% against the spread. Last 20 years, getting 6 or more, 56%. 10 years, 58%. Stroud has struggled on the road. Completion percentage down 4 points. Lower yard and a half less per pass completion, 80 yards less passing per game, a worse TD to INT ratio, and his quarterback ranking is 15 points less on the road than it is at home. Houston is the 13th worst team defending the run, and for the last 3 games, they're allowing 142 yards on the ground, gave up 150 last week. The Patriots offense runs through Stevenson, and he will have success running on the ground. This is going to make life easier for May. Another thing I like May more than Brissett here is he's got the running ability. His legs are going to be able to extend plays. Also, Collins, it doesn't look like he's going to be playing. And this offense, as soon as he left the game, looked brutal without him. Texans have been brutal the last couple of games without Mixon. They aren't having success on first or second down. They're getting behind the sticks. Hasn't been flowing. Even if Mixon is coming back, first game back from the injury, you really can't count on him that much. Texans in those luck rankings I mentioned earlier, another one of those teams that have been insanely lucky, due for some regression. The spot, the situation, the trends about these big dogs covering, which I absolutely love, has been great. And it's an ugly dog. I don't want a fancy dog like the team I'm going to get to next. I want an ugly dog like the New England Patriots. So give me the Patriots here, +7.
I'm not joking when I said I was looking at the money line +200 something on this. I don't know, man. Something immediately stuck out to me, like maybe they can win this game when I look at the schedule. I don't know. maybe.
Oh,
I do like them backing them. Did you? Yeah, while you were talking, you missed this. This
FIU
quarterback for
called
FIU got absolutely smoked
me on
to turn the
3rd and
ball over and lose the game in overtime. He
God.
got lit up.
But you know what? I hit it. They just have to beat. They have two. They're sitting at 2 wins. Yeah, it's dead. They needed to beat Monmouth. Yeah, my FIU over 4.5. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Oh, and Utah
I need
just
one
scored.
more out in this Padres game here to finish off this first 5 bet. So come on.
I was looking at. I need to get a Padres hat. I was looking at Padres hats today.
Yeah, man, I like it.
Now, 3rd bet, my
Here we
friend.
go. Cash the first 5, and that'll take us to our bet number 3, which I'm gonna go with the Giants plus 3.5. I got a lot of ugly bets here. I'm not really. This is probably the number one I'm not really comfortable with. But just looking into the data, digging into the numbers, it just seems like the right side for me. I know the Bengals are starting to turn it up. They're starting to play a little bit better, obviously coming off a loss against the Ravens like that. You think they might win the game. I think the Bengals might win the game, but I think they are only going to win by 3. This Giants defense is really starting to show themselves. I think they can get after Burrow just like they did Geno Smith last week with 7 sacks and 10 quarterback hits. If they can get to Burrow, they won't be able to move the ball in this defense. I don't think they'll be able to run the ball in the Giants at all. The Giants rank number 1 in the NFL with 22 sacks on the season. They're 4th in quarterback hits, and they are 1st in sack percentage on passing plays, which is right around 12-13%. Nabbers may also eat this Bengals pass defense alive. They have allowed the 2nd most patch touchdowns on the season with 10. And the Bengals also allow the 3rd most rushing yards on offense and the 4th most rushing touchdowns. So the Giants offense can pick their poison. I'm not really sure how well they'll run the ball on the Bengals in this game, but I do believe they'll be able to attack the Bengals in multiple ways, and they can at least keep this game close to at least cover the 3.5.
And with how bad the Bengals defense is, I mean, that's a big number. That is a big number.
I think so too. But do you agree with that? I do think the Bengals can still win this game. They can do enough on offense, I think. But that defense is probably going to give up some points to the Giants. Man, Daniel Jones is starting to look pretty good. Wendell Robinson's looking pretty good. I wish they had a better running back on this team. That the Giants would be.
All I know is this: Tyron Tracy won me some money in DFS this weekend. Tyron Tracy won me a little money, and that's a friendly reminder every single Saturday afternoon. On my for those watching my podcast, which comes out on Friday, I share the 3 guys I'm going to have in every build, and then I write an article on Saturday sometime afternoonish where it shares which players I'm going to have in with those players I build around. So it's kind of like a player pool for the 3 lineups. And Mr. Tracy was in there and he put up $129.
Yes, he did.
Minus 1. And you're gonna see this one, and I can't wait to see your facial expression.
I don't know what this is.
I purposely did not put it in the sheet.
I was wondering, like, what is his 3rd pick?
You ready for this? Ravens minus 6.5. This is the biggest number I have ever given out on this show. Now, last year, my Lion, this game reminds me of the Week 5 game. Everyone was hyping up the Lions. Ravens were laying 3.5. Everyone's like, oh, the Lions are live. The Lions get to get this one. Lions lost 38-6. Completely blown out. And that's what this Commanders game against the Ravens reminds me of. This Commanders team is at an all-time high right now with their value. Jaden Daniels is minus 280 to win Rookie of the Year. He is the 5th betting favorite to win the MVP. I think we need to kind of take a step back and pump the brakes on the Commanders. Plus 6.5 for the Commanders will be the biggest public bet of the day and probably the biggest public side this season. DVOA, the Commanders are 24th overall, 30th defending the pass, 18th defending the run. PFF has them the 8th worst defense, 14th worst defending the run, 14th worst tackling defense. Now you're going up against a Baltimore team that is leading the league in rushing, has the top rushing attack per DVOA, the 6th best passing attack per PFF. How is this Commanders team going to generate enough stops? The reason they've had success in the last couple of weeks is they've gotten out to these early leads. When they've gotten out to these early leads, early in games, these coaches have been throwing the ball, and that just allows these DBs to sit back. When the game is close, which I think this is, and the DBs can't sit back, it is going to exploit their weaknesses. Also, if Harbaugh has this trend, he's gone down early before, and he will stick with the running game. I don't think they're going to be able to stop this Ravens running game. Now, here's a streak for you, buddy. Ready? Fading teams with a winning record in week 6 that are covering by 5 or more points is hitting at a 57% clip the last 20 years. NFC teams have struggled against Lamar because no one in that side of the map plays like Lamar does. I think the Ravens are just going to show them, hey, you know what? You guys are an up-and-coming team, but you know what? We're one of the classes of the league. And when you look at the Ravens' body of work, look at the teams they've played against. They've played against top-tier teams week in and week out. I think this is where they just lay the smackdown. I hate doing this, but I'm taking the Ravens minus 6.5.
I don't hate it. I probably wouldn't. I do like to tail what you're on.
How long have you known? We've known each other
I keep trying to fade the Commanders, and it keeps burning me, dude. Last few weeks I keep trying to fade him, and it's not working out. So I don't know.
Did you watch the game? Did you watch the game last week? Last week it was 10-3. Daniels threw a ball, literally landed in Ward's hands. Ward had a clean pick 6, dropped it, literally dropped it. So the game went from being 10-10 to 17-3, and the wheels just kind of fell off after that, man. So I don't know, man. Like, I think this Ravens team is going to show why they're the cream of the crop and why this Commanders team was picked by everyone to struggle. You know, I'll give them credit. They've been playing great, but I think this is going to be a big test for them, and I think they're going to come back down to earth.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. I was when you were bringing up the Jaden Daniels odds, it reminded me that I have a future on. I took him to have the most as the rookie with the most passing yards, and right now through 5 games, he has a little bit more than Caleb Williams. They're neck and neck right now, man. I knew it was going to be close, but I think that's a good bet, man. It was like plus. I don't know, plus 200 something, I think.
That's a good bet.
Yeah.
Who's the Tigers starting tomorrow? I don't know. I think they'll probably
I think they're going to go Bolton a game. Holton, maybe. I don't know if they're going to bring Holton back out.
So I
don't mind that because they can pick they can pick and choose their spots.
I'm rocking the red Detroit hat. I mean, obviously Skubal is going to pitch game 5. If it goes 5.
Yeah, it's too bad they don't have another guy, man. They should not have traded away Flaherty, but he didn't do very good yesterday. So, or 2 days ago.
I still think they should have just gone with Reese Olson.
Yeah, I love Reese Olson. I know they were talking about doing the whole start Holton and then Reese Olson after him because that's been working for them recently.
So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, that's what they get game 1. I mean, I don't know what they'll do here. Like,
it's not like the Guardians have the best starting rotation either. So
And
But
Cobb's going.
their bullpen's good. He's gettable though, man. Maybe Riley Green will hit a home run tomorrow.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, that was the biggest home run. That was the biggest home run in Tigers since Megs Ordonez hit that home run to center the World Series.
Yeah.
My mom sent me a text message. Her text message was shit. That's all her text message said to me after that home run by Carpenter. Wade, I'd like you to thank you for coming on, talking a little NFL. Why don't you tell everyone where they can find you on social media? If they want to become part of your Discord, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, just come check me out at _ Top Flight Picks on X. That's where you can find most of my stuff on there. I have links on there to my other platforms like TikTok and Instagram and YouTube. And yeah, there's a link in my bio for a free 7-day trial if you guys want to check out the Discord. We've been killing it this month, man. It's been a good month so far, so let's keep it rolling.
I always appreciate talking shop to you. Wade is on my podcast every single time there is a UFC card. In fact, I think I lost a bet to you. Did I not lose a bet to you about Pereira?
Of course. You always lose to me, dude. Come on.
Oh, come on. Dude, I'm going to say this. So
I am the UFC king, buddy. We went 5-2 on that card.
What I hit on that card. I hit Court McGee. It started out good.
That was a good one.
Started out good. Then I should have hit Hubbard. Hubbard got robbed in the scorecards.
Yeah, I knew he was gonna lose. That was one of your picks on the show, so I didn't want to bash it.
He got robbed. Just look at the stats.
So did Josie Aldo. I think I gave that pick out, and he should have won. This whole wrestling thing, I know even Dana White came out and talked about it afterwards. They need to change this shit, man, because it's getting old.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rob.
Then was the other one. And then all I'm going to say is this. Did Roundtree go ground? Yes, he got dropped. But he was winning the scorecards, though. He was winning the scorecards.
No, I knew it was going to be a tough fight for Pereira. Roundtree's good, man. I think they should definitely give him another shot. I hope that Pereira moves up in the weight class, and then they let Roundtree have some of these bigger fights.
You know,
he's good, man.
He's good. I did say the ladder, the overs. So I hit the over 2.5, the over 3.5. No, so what was it? The over 1.5, 2.5, and 3.5.
Yeah, I was on over Pereira over 1.5, and I used his to reach the second round in a parlay, but I was stupid not to try to dabble on his over 2.5 and 3.5. That was smart. I knew that he was going to go deeper. They're not going to.
I laddered that, and I put a little bit on Roundtree decision too. God damn it. If he just could have grinded, dude. He had those first 3 rounds, dude. That was plus 1,600.
Yeah, that was nice, man. I know we gave out on the article, the UFC article that I give out every week. I did the Delize inside the distance, no action if they went to a decision, and he got the KO. So that cash plus 165. That was nice.
A nice little winner. Wade is on there every single week on my podcast. Also, the show is sponsored by JustOutTennis.store. Make sure to check it out. Use promo code ETOFT21. Get a nice little 10% discount. We'll be back next week. Make sure to give my boy Wade a follow. And let's make some money. Let's cash some tickets, boys and girls.